What's up, explorers? Zach here. Wanted to do a TCG review because the Dragon Pokemon have made a major resurgence in the Pokemon trading card game with a helpful tool card that's really pushing them along. Reminder, we have two Pokemon Go Adventure videos that are up now, so you can check them out on our channel. Check out the links in the description below, and remember to visit our Instagram as well. Let's talk Lost Origin. Lost Origin is exactly what's made this possible for a resurgence of Dragon Pokemon on the TCG. Release date was that pushback date of September 9th, 2022. Pre-release saw some time before that, about a week or so beforehand, and then it officially became legal for play September 23rd in the western part of the Pokemon world here. No Lost Origin at Baltimore Regionals, but we will see it at Peoria this coming weekend. Let's talk about this Champions League Yokohama tournament that happened over in Japan in the Lost Zone format. There was 3,000 players that played in this, which is nuts. 4 Lost Zone decks made the top 8, which we got to see, which is a really good look for Lost Origin coming out the gate. We had a Giratina deck, we had a Sableye Lost Zone box, we had a Rotom deck, and we had 2 more Lost Zone Sableye decks, which were awesome. So, Lost Origin's off to a really good start, and this Giratina deck, taking a look at it, what really made it go was the typical Lost Zone engine of Comfey and Colress's experiment, but the other thing was Mirage Gate, which is extremely important. What is it about Mirage Gate that makes it so impactful for Dragon Pokemon? Quite simply, it's multiple basic energy acceleration. You need 7 cards in your Lost Zone to even use it, so using the Lost Engine you get there, and then you can search your deck for up to 2 basic energy cards of different types and attach them to your Pokemon in any way you like. Essentially, that allows you to get Dragon Pokemon up and rolling potentially in 1 turn with 3 energy attachments right out the gate. So I want to take a minute or two here to talk about the history of Dragon Pokemon and how to get them running in the TCG over the past years. Watch out, Regidrago. The main catalyst we've seen for Dragon Energy in the Pokemon TCG is Double Dragon Energy, which was released in Roaring Skies May of 2015. It rotated out of standard rotation in September of 2017. That's 5 years between 2017 and now without any sort of energy acceleration designed to work with dragons or even support dragons in any way. It's been 5 years essentially of awkward energy attachment for dragons, and it's made it really hard to get them going and make them valuable in the TCG. Let's take a look at some of the highest decks for Dragon Pokemon in the past few years, probably the past decade at least. 2018, we had Pedro Aguino's top 4 Dragons y Sombras, which featured Rayquaza GX. Rayquaza GX had Stormy Winds, which allowed you to discard cards off the top of your deck, and if there were energies there, you could attach it. Other than that, it was just awkward attachments to get this going, and that's all it really had, but it still saw enough play and it had enough energy acceleration to make it. Next up, from 2016, we had Shunto Shadahiro's Junior Champions Black Dragon deck. This featured Giratina EX, which prevented all effects of attacks, including damage done to your Pokemon by your opponent's Mega Evolution Pokemon. Huge Mega Evolution meta at this point, so that was great, and additionally, once it attacked, your opponent can't play any Pokemon Tools, Special Energy, or Stadium cards from their hand during their next turn. But the problem was 4 energies total, 1 grass energy, 1 psychic energy. Luckily, during this time period, they did have double dragon energy. The last one we're going to take a look at is the OG of high caliber dragon decks in play. It was Yuta Kamasuda's Master Championship deck from 2010, which was a Lux Chomp deck. Garchomp, discard 2 energy, attached to Garchomp C, choose one of your opponent's Pokemon. This attack does 80 damage to that Pokemon. The initial bench sniper, you can't use Dragon Rush as an attack the next time around, but that didn't matter because the deck was set up to rotate it out, so on and so forth, especially with no retreat cost. So Dragon Rush had 3 colorless energies, which was much easier to make happen during this time period, instead of dragons having multiple specific colored energies to work off of. So it was a very interesting decade for Pokemon trading card game when it came to Dragon type Pokemon. It was hard to get them going in some cases, except for that 2016 window. Another interesting time in Dragon Pokemon history for the trading card game was the time between Sword and Shield Base and Evolving Skies. There were no Dragon Pokemon, Dragon type specifically, printed in the trading card game. We did get Duraludon as a Steel type, we did get Dragapult as a Psychic type, we did get Salamence as a normal Flying type Dragon, but there were no specific Dragon type Pokemon in this window for the trading card game. Was TPCI considering dropping dragons from the trading card game like fairy Pokemon? We don't know. Luckily, they did come back in Evolving Skies, but there was a chance that they may not have come back at all. Let's now pivot from the history of Dragon Pokemon into what Mirage Gate and Dragon Pokemon can become now. There's a lot of opportunity, and there's a lot of decks that are going to start seeing play, including that Giratina one straight out of the Yokohama tournament. Giratina V-Star for a Psychic, Grass, and Colorless Energy does Lost Impact, 280, and you have to put 3 energies attached to your Pokemon into the Lost Zone. Any Pokemon, which is great. 280 magic number takes out V-Stars, no questions asked. Then you have Star Requiem, which Star Requiem, if you have 10 cards in the Lost Zone for your Giratina, your opponent's Pokemon is instantly KO'd. Great card, going to see a ton of play, already seeing play in the Lost Origin format. Next up, we have Dragonite V, which has Dragon Gale that does 250 damage, but this attack does 20 damage to each of your bench Pokemon. Don't really care about the bench damage. 250 plus a Choice Belt gets you that 280, and you're taking out V-Star number. I like this a little bit better than the V-Star, but we'll take a look at that as well. Taking a look at Dragonite V-Star, Giga Impact 250 plus a Choice Belt gives you the magical 280 that you're looking for. Downside, during your next turn, this Pokemon can't attack. You essentially have to attach a Choice Belt to Dragonite to get it in and out of the active, so you can swap things around and attack turn to turn. Draconic Star, look at the top 12 cards of your deck and attach any water or lightning energies found to your Pokemon in any way you like. Good V-Star power to really push energy out there and get you rolling, but there's better V-Star powers out there that you can take advantage of, and you'll see an example of that coming soon, which can be allocated to almost any Pokemon. The last current Dragon Pokemon that I want to talk about is Garchomp V. I've been playtesting this a lot with the Lost Engine. It's really fun, and it's only going to get better after Silver Tempest comes out. The main attack is Sonic Strike. Discard 3 energy from this Pokemon. Not fun, but you can accelerate it all back in one turn with Mirage Gate. This attack does 220 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. You can snipe the bench for 220, which is the magic number for Pokemon V. Most of them max out at 220. And once Earth Tablet releases a Pokemon tool that essentially gives Pokemon V a V-Star power, the V-Star power is Star Gravity. Put damage counters on all of your opponent's Pokemon V until they have 100 HP remaining. Garchomp is sniping Pokemon V with 100 remaining HP on the bench. It's an exciting time for Dragon Pokemon. There's others that can take advantage of this. Hisuian Goodra V-Star, Turbo Duraludon V-Max, Flygon V knocking out V-Maxes with its attack. And we also just saw a drop from Paradigm Trigger of Regidrago that's going to be really good. That should get some play, so a lot of dragons will have an opportunity to take advantage of this. It's going to be a fun time in the Pokemon TCG, just having Dragon Pokemon back blasting left and right. So let us know what type of dragons you want to see. What are some of your favorite Dragon Pokemon that you want to see come back into the game? Take advantage of Mirage Gate. Will we have Scarlet and Violet dragons take advantage of Mirage Gate? We'll see. But until next time, thanks for watching, adventurers.